employees within 30 days of employment and thereafter make the prescribed contributions. Remember, registration and contribution to the National Health Insurance is mandatory by law. Be compliant, pay on time to avoid prosecution without further notice. National Health Insurance, leaving no one behind.
Wow, that over there is a very nice Ford. Have you seen it?
Of course. I have been looking at it since we got here. My worry is how people manage such vehicles and where they buy genuine parts from.
I'm sure there's nowhere else apart from Shuma Auto Parts. They are the only supplier of genuine Ford and Mazda parts, which comes straight from the manufacturer. They have everything in stock for both latest and ordinary Mazda and Ford. They also stock service parts such as diesel filters, aircon filters, diesel pumps, steering pumps, turbochargers, engine overhaul gaskets, suspension parts, and body parts. If they don't have parts you're looking for, they can order within 5 to 10 working days. To top it up, Shuma Auto Parts also supply Maxxis tires and CST tires.
Really? But where are they found?
They are found on Chandram Sonda Road, Cruiser Auto Workshop in Lusaka. Call on 0979 192057 and 0960747235. Email shumaautoparts@gmail.com. Shuma Auto Parts for all your genuine vehicle parts.
The happy world of 5FM Radio, your adult contemporary radio station in Zambia, connecting you to the newsmakers and events that make news in the global village.
Good evening. This is the 5FM main news, the headlines. Government urged to prioritize the comprehensive implementation of climate change education. Polio vaccination campaign launched in Chiengi district. Man arrested over suspected French railway vandalism. This main news bulletin is also streaming live on the 5FM Facebook page and YouTube channel, 5FM Radio Zambia. With the details, I'm Herbert Mutabi. Greenit Environmental Management Network is making an earnest appeal to the government under the leadership of President Hakainde Hichilema to prioritize the comprehensive implementation of climate change education as part of the newly released 2024 Zambia Education Curriculum. Organization Executive Director Anthony Simukonda says that the appeal underscores the urgent need for educational reforms that address climate change, which is an issue affecting the environment and future generations. Mr. Simukonda says with the release of the new curriculum, it is now imperative that its implementation is handled with utmost urgency. He says that stakeholders must be properly oriented to the objectives of the curriculum to ensure it effectively addresses the current environmental challenges faced by Zambia and the globe. Mr. Simukonda says this includes equipping learners across all levels with essential knowledge and skills to understand and respond to climate-related issues, thereby fostering a generation of informed and proactive citizens.
To prioritize the comprehensive implementation of climate change education as part of the newly released 2024 Zambia Education Curriculum. This appeal underscores the urgent need for educational reforms that address climate change, which is a critical issue affecting our environment and future generations. With the release of the new curriculum, it is now imperative that its implementation is handled with utmost urgency. Stakeholders must be properly oriented to the objectives of the curriculum to ensure it effectively addresses the current environmental challenges faced by Zambia and the globe. This includes equipping learners across all levels with essential knowledge and skills.
The Chiengi District Local Authority, in collaboration with the Ministry of Health, has launched a polio vaccination campaign targeting children under the age of 5 years. The campaign, running from July 29th to August 1st, 2024, aims to protect the children from the dangers of polio, a disease that can cause lifelong paralysis or death. Speaking at the launch, Chiengi Town Council Chairperson Francis Mwanto emphasized the government's commitment to the well-being of every child, stating the New Dawn government values the health of every child. District Health Director Dr. Saidi Chileshe stressed the importance of vaccination, noting polio has no cure and vaccination is the only way to protect the children against polio. The campaign will cover 7 provinces, including Luapula, Copperbelt, Central, and Northwestern. Dr. Chileshe explained that vaccinators will visit households, markets, churches, and other places to administer 2 drops of polio vaccine to children under 5 years, regardless of their previous vaccination status. Her Royal Highness Chieftainess Namema supported the campaign, urging her subordinates to ensure all eligible children receive the vaccine. This is according to a statement issued by Chiengi Town Council Public Relations Officer, Wells Chifunda. Vice President Mutalena Lumango says government needs the support of partners such as Rotary International to complement efforts in empowering learners across the country. Mrs. Nalumango says reflecting on the broader impact of Rotary International, her office is reminded of the pivotal role the organization plays in addressing global challenges. She says efforts extend far beyond local communities. They reach into the heart of global issues such as the current hunger crisis exacerbated by severe droughts. Mrs. Nalumango says the need for sustainable solutions in food and nutritional security has never been more urgent. She says that the crisis demands a coordinated response from all sectors of society, including government, NGOs, and organizations like Rotary International. She was speaking during the 6th presidential installation ceremony of the Rotary Club of Lusaka, Midtown. Home Affairs and Internal Security Minister Jack Mwimbu has issued a directive to the District Joint Operations Committee, DJOC, which includes the Police, Intelligence Service, and other security wings in Monze and the surrounding districts to restore order in the sale of Zambia National Service, ZNS Milimio. Mr. Mwimbu highlighted the long-standing exploitation of Monze residents and those from nearby areas who have been subjected to exorbitant prices on government-subsidized Milimio. He emphasized that the urgent need to identify and prosecute the offenders responsible for price hikes, ensuring they face the full extent of the law. Residents of Monze and the surrounding areas have suffered for far too long due to inflated prices on essential commodities. The minister reiterated that the standing instruction mandates that mini-meal prices should not exceed 190 kwacha for roller meal and 230 kwacha for breakfast meal. He underscored that the presidential directive on this matter is in full effect and suppliers of ZNS mini-meal are required to adhere to the recommended prices. Expressing his disappointment, Mr. Mwimbu pointed out that Monze is experiencing a deliberate shortage of mini-meal due to unscrupulous businesses diverting the commodity to distant districts, thereby disadvantaging the local population. Mr. Mwimbu is also the Monze Central Constituency Member of Parliament. Further revealed that some of the mini-meal is being smuggled out of the country despite it being intended for residents of Monze and surrounding areas.
This instruction arises from the fact that the president has realized that the people of Zambia especially those who have been affected by the drought, are suffering because they cannot find staple food. It is therefore important that all of us who are involved in buying mealie meal from Zambia National Service should take note. We are aware that there are a number of people who have been buying mealie meal from the Zambia National Service, which mealie meal is supposed to be intended for the people of Monze and surrounding districts. But this mealie meal is not being sold in Monze and other districts surrounding.
Government says that the Zambia police will leave no stone untouched in the ongoing investigations of slain IBA Director General Guntira Muleya. Speaking at a media engagement, Minister of Home Affairs and Internal Security Jack Mwimbu states that the police is determined to conduct thorough investigations to ensure this gruesome murder is not repeated. He says that the police is working with other investigative wings to ensure that the matters are resolved. He states that 5 suspects have so far been apprehended and undergoing interrogations. Mr. Mwimbu adds that his ministry is confident that the police will resolve all the issues. He further stated that all rogue police officers will be investigated and rooted out of service if found wanting. Mr. Mwimbu, however, says that most of the men in uniform are capable and professional. Mr. Mwimbu further appealed to the public with any information to collaborate with the police and assist in investigations.
Investigators have conducted interviews with the potential witnesses who may have seen or heard anything suspicious on the night of the murder. This includes local residents, passerbys, and anyone who may have had contact with Mr. Muleya on that fateful day. The Zambia Police Service has been collaborating with other security agencies and experts to ensure a comprehensive approach to the investigations. This includes utilizing advanced investigating techniques and technologies.
In a related development, Information and Media Permanent Secretary Tabo Kawana has announced the closure of Independent Broadcasting Authority (IBA) offices for investigations of the murder case of Authority Director General Guntira Muleya. Addressing the media, the Permanent Secretary said workers have been urged to continue reporting for work and sit in the theatre hall within mass media complex. Mr. Kawana says updates pertaining to the investigation will only come from the police or the Ministry of Information and Media and not any other. He adds that the authorities are working round the clock and investigations are progressing well. Mr. Kawana says updates will only come from the police and the Ministry of Information. He has further urged members of the public to desist from peddling falsehoods, insinuations, and uttering malice regarding the murder of late IBA Director General.
And take this opportunity also to urge members of the public through the press to please desist from peddling falsehoods, insinuations, and outright malice. The nation is gripped by fear, shock, and desperation over what transpired, but authorities are working around the clock and we are getting to the bottom of this matter.
In other news trending this evening. The Lusaka City Council, in one of its recent management sittings, resolved that all bars, nightclubs, and liquor licensed premises must ensure their premises are fully soundproofed. Iteji Member of Parliament Twambo Mutinta has announced that the government will partner with Melissa Milling in Iteji District following his continued engagement with Zambia National Service. Up next, business news.
5
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
In business news, the Lusaka City Council, in one of its recent management sittings, resolved that all bars, nightclubs, and liquor licensed premises must ensure their premises are fully soundproofed. Lusaka City Council LCC Public Relations Manager Chola Mwamba says that the local authority has guided that in the meantime, all establishments must not play loud music after 22 hours. Ms. Mwamba says it is worth noting that noise pollution has severe effects on communities, which include hearing loss, stress, anxiety, depression, cardiovascular problems, and high blood pressure. She has since urged all affected businesses to take immediate action to comply with the directive, adding that failure to do so may result in closure, revocation, or reclassification of licenses.
Must ensure their premises are fully soundproofed. The local authority has also guided that in the meantime, all establishments must not play loud music after 22 hours. It is worth noting that noise pollution has severe effects on our communities, which include hearing loss, stress, anxiety, depression, cardiovascular problems, and high blood pressure. We urge all affected businesses to take immediate action to comply.
Ends the business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
In foreign news, the drowning of 3 students in the basement of an exam coaching center in India's capital, Delhi, has sparked anger and protests. The students, all in their 20s, died on Saturday night after getting trapped in the flooded basement where they were studying. Police have arrested 7 people, including the owner of the institute, and registered cases against them for causing death by negligence. The institute, Rao's Science Study Circle, is one among several in the capital where thousands of students enroll to prepare for tough national exams. Here now is a roundup from the BBC for other world news stories.
Venezuela's election authority says President Nicolas Maduro has won a 3rd term in office in Sunday's poll, but the opposition has immediately denounced the official results as a fraud. According to the Election Council, Mr. Maduro won more than 51%, compared with 44% for the main opposition candidate, Edmundo Gonzalez. Lebanese media say an Israeli drone strike has killed 2 people near the border between the 2 countries. Israel has not commented on the reports. Its Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, has been considering how to respond to Saturday's deadly rocket attack on the occupied Golan Heights, which killed 12 young people. Israel has blamed Hezbollah for the deaths. The Lebanese militant group denies it's responsible.
In sports news, FAS President Andrew Kamanga, in his Facebook interaction, notes that this week's interaction comes off the Copper Queens Olympic assignment that ended in a 6-5 loss to Australia in Nice. Kamanga says it was a game that definitely had everything going the way and had everyone on the edge of their seats. He says it is not yet time to provide a full post-mortem of the Olympic assignment, as the country still have one more game to play against Germany in St. Etienne on Wednesday. Kamanga says that the game against Australia has left many wondering what could have been, given the many opportunities the country was ahead in the match. He says mathematically the country still has a chance to sneak into the quarterfinals as one of the best losers. Here now is the evening weather report. Stay tuned.
Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy. Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
The evening will be clear, slightly windy and mild. Ends the evening weather report.
Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy. Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
That item brings us to the end of the news, but before we go, a recap of the top stories. Government urged to prioritize the comprehensive implementation of climate change education. Polio vaccination campaign launched in Chiengi district. Man arrested over suspected French railway vandalism. For more news, follow us on Facebook, 5FM Radio Zambia. On behalf of the entire news crew and the technical department, thank you for listening to the Happy World of 5FM. Stay safe and stay tuned to 5FM Radio. I'm Herbert Mutabi.